The Cape Peninsula University of Technology says the damage to its various campuses amid student protests exceeds R1 million. The university says it hasn't taken the decision to close campuses and residences lightly. Students have been protesting the university's financial recovery plan for 2027. It has given students a deadline of 4 p.m. today to evaluate residences. Our reporter Vanessa Poonah has more.
The Cape Peninsula University of Technology says it hopes to resume classes and academics as soon as possible, this amid a closure due to student unrest as well as damage to various of its campuses. Now, the university has given the students in residences until 4 o'clock this afternoon to vacate residences, and they say that this was to de-escalate the tension. I'm joined now by Lauren Kansley, the spokesperson for CPUT. Lauren, good afternoon to you. So, of course, you said that the aim here is not to do students out of their right to academic learning or residences, but it was to de-escalate the situation. What happened from Monday evening that caused this decision to come about?
Yeah, I think that the final straw for the institution was really the torching of a building. We had to have a reckoning with ourselves and say that it was very likely that that fire could have spread. It's very likely that there could have been a loss of life. And at some stage, we just needed to be the responsible party in all of this and say that the violence was reaching untenable heights at this point. We've already had one person spend close to a week in ICU. We've had other students rush to hospital. And so it was really just to say, let's de-escalate, let's go back to the table and negotiate our way out of this. Let's find each other. And I would say it's worked because actually we saw no incidents overnight and campuses are calm currently.
The SRC has said that this decision was illogical, but you're saying that the torching of the building on Monday was just the latest incident. Give us a summary of the extent of the damages to whichever campuses that you may have experienced over the past while.
Yes, it's unfortunate that all of the campuses were actually affected by the unrest. So we saw things like flooded buildings, we saw buildings being torched. We saw at least 2 cars set alight. We saw a cafeteria raided. And of course, but much more serious than that was really the human cost, the human impact, which I mentioned, the person who spent over a week in hospital and so on. So what was going to be the next thing to happen? Was it going to be a loss of life? And then we need to explain that. So I think that actually there's been widespread acceptance that it really is the best decision. I think that the CPUT staff are traumatized. It's been a decade of protest action for us. Year in and year out, we are put through really a gambit of very traumatic experiences that we need to put up with. And so, unfortunately, this seemed like the only logical step to take.
Lauren, we've been at the Cape Town campus as well as the Bellville campus over the course of this morning, and we've seen students at Bellville trickling out. At CPUT Cape Town campus, it looks practically deserted. Now, I'm not sure whether there has been, and can you call it an exodus en masse, but the sense we're getting is that students are still waiting for 4 o'clock this afternoon. In the event that that deadline comes, and there are students who are desperate in terms of they have nowhere to go, what happens then?
We are certainly not agitating or looking to forcefully evict anybody. I think what we wanted to happen has happened, where people have received this notification that it's okay to leave, and they have left, and so we're appreciative of that. And we are also working through our HODs, through our residence managers. There are students in there who have special needs, disabled students, differently abled students, and so we're just trying to figure out how can we best assist them, what type of interventions are required. So those estimations are still being done, but you are not going to see violent scenes at 4 o'clock. I think we've achieved what we wanted.
And then just finally, the Minister of Higher Education has also stepped in terms of, commenting and asking for resolutions, really. What is the university's discussions or interactions? What have they been with the ministry itself?
So we do have regular interactions with the ministry. They are very in tune with knowing what all of the universities are doing, so they get regular updates from us. We welcome any intervention. We always appreciate having the minister on campus, and he is someone who visits our campuses regularly and sees it when it's normal and functioning. So, yeah, we would welcome the intervention. I think at this stage, anything that can bring the students and the management to a table would be welcomed. We have been waiting for the students to accept our offers to that negotiating table. So we'll see what today brings.
And then just finally, how soon can the teaching and learning, how soon will that, or are you aiming for that to resume since, classes have been suspended for now? What are the options?
Yeah, so classes were suspended as of yesterday. So despite the protest action, it was continuing online for last week. We would be aiming to commence it as soon as possible. So as soon as we can be sure that the campuses are calm and safe for the majority of our 40,000 staff and students, we'd be able to invite everyone back to campus and then classes can continue. We have a semester break scheduled for the beginning of September. So, we'll see how this goes. But at the moment, that doesn't seem realistic.
Lauren, thank you so much for your time. Of course, the Lauren Kansley, spokesperson for the Cape Peninsula University of Technology, just giving us a summary in terms of the situation currently with the deadline of 4 p.m. looming for students to vacate residences, but says, of course, that they have achieved their goal, and that is to de-escalate tensions following a series of, shall we say, acts of damage to various of its buildings and campuses across Cape Town, as well as the Western Cape.